Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rare Insights podcast, The Rip. I am Billy Ruggs and this is
Mikey Reds.
and we are keeping it real.
Speaking of real,
I
think this episode we should do something a little different. Maybe we should get like a little deeper than usual.
Okay.
And you know, I love that because I'm a weird, emotional, deep person, right? Softy marshmallow. Call me marshmallow. And to start it off, before we started, our wives surprised us with, I got this game, and I won't say the game's name yet, maybe next episode, but it's supposed to help us get deep. And so the wives passed us a stack of questions that I have yet to see. We haven't seen, and we want to see how we respond to the questions. Should I give you like half of the stack?
Okay.
And then,
Just going to switch it up and you got it.
We'll take turns.
All right.
Hey, man, don't look, man. Don't look, man.
I didn't even read it. I was just like, which way am I looking at?
Let's see if we can get deep. All right.
This is out of my comfort zone, man, but let's do it.
Billy. I'm just playing. We don't do that. All right, here goes the first question.
All right.
Icebreaker.
Wait, are we both answering this question, or is it just like you gonna ask me, I answer, and then I'll ask you, and you answer a different one?
Let's just both answer it.
Just give our input.
Yeah, but let's try and answer it like a good quick answer,
Cool,
so we can get through all of them.
All right.
Okay. First question. Billy, skydive or scuba dive?
That's a great question. I think I've scuba dived. I don't know if I've snorkeled, I think, not scuba dived.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so hard because I've always thought about skydiving.
Yeah.
So I think I would choose skydiving just because I think the pressure underwater and being held down by an oxygen tank and all this, like you're in a whole. Yeah. We've only discovered like 3% of the ocean, man. Okay. Who knows what's down there?
Facts, monsters.
Yeah. Are you gonna answer that?
I think I would probably rather scuba dive. Just because I've snorkeled too, and scuba diving, I don't have to get like super far down.
Okay.
But I've always wanted to know what it felt like to just breathe into the oxygen thing and explore the ocean. Also, because skydiving, I used to want to do it, and now I'm kind of like, I don't think I want to risk my life like that, you know? Because I've seen videos where the parachute don't pull, and I'm like, so scuba diving.
We gotta pull up a stat, see how often that happens, how often parachutes fail, like what percentage of skydivers actually.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, next question. My turn.
Yeah.
All right. Mikey, do you consider yourself to be an extrovert or introvert, and why?
Great question. Both. I'm both. I'm both because I love to be introverted. I'm a homebody. I love to be home, kick it with the wife, watch television. I like to be to myself sometimes. You know, so I can go have lunch by myself and not talk to anyone, but at the same time, like if needed and when I feel like it, I can be an extrovert and I can have conversations with random people and stuff. I think I lean a little more towards introvert a little bit, but I love being extroverted too.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I think I'm on the same boat, but I used to be very extroverted. Like I like to be the center of attention, the life of the party kind of dude. Like I was always like wanting to be like the alpha within my group of friends. But recently, like in the past few years, I think I've settled down a lot and I'm a lot more introverted. Like I'm a homebody. I could just sit at home and just watch sports or watch a movie by myself and kick it, or be with my wife and just watch something without needing to be out there and just be just crazy. And a lot of times, sometimes when I hang with people, I have to be in a certain mood to like talk. If I'm not feeling it, I'm just kind of like in my own zone and I'm just kind of doing my own thing. And I think with family, I probably am a lot more introverted because I'm just very like, we see each other all the time. I don't know. It's just kind of like we all do our own thing, stay in our own lane. But maybe it's just me.
What do you think has helped us be more settled down?
Marriage? You think so? You think so?
Well, I don't know. You kind of said it yourself. You used to be like wanting to be all out there and stuff, but now you like to be home and just watch stuff with your wife.
I think it's just getting older too, right? Like, I mean, when you're young, you're very careless and you're just kind of like no sense of responsibility in the world, but just to go out there and just have a good time. That's what your life revolved around, right? You're either working or going to school, but you're looking forward to these weekends. We could just go out and you're back at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and then you know get some sleep.
Whoa! Hey man, remember what my grandpa said? Nothing good comes out to 11 o'clock.
After 11 o'clock. No, some of these parties,
and everything
it was
costs
just dancing
money, right?
Parties,
Everything costs money,
Yeah.
and I think as we get older and we start working, we realize that we're not spending mom's money. We're spending our money.
It's not. It's your own money now that you got. It hurts a little more.
Do I want to spend $20 on a club? No.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool, man. So we're both
Interesting.
All right, moving on. Icebreaker question number 3. Ooh. What music or song reminds you of your childhood?
It depends, like, what era.
Childhood. Like, so what?
Right, but at what part of my child? Like in childhood, when I started thinking of music, I started thinking like middle school era, because before that I wasn't into music, and I'm still not into music, by the way. Like I'm not, like, if you give me a song or an artist, I can't tell you like, oh, this person sings a song or this is the name of the song, because Please don't unfollow us. Yeah, I'm just a radio consumer. I'm not as cultured as maybe I'd like to be. But 2 songs that kind of stick out to me, which I think I have mentioned before, was I got into music because back then you used to have to buy your ringtones, if you remember that. Like your phones was all about buying your ringtones. Oh, yeah,
and I had a sidekick too, so ringtone era was fire.
Yeah, but I think I started with like a chocolate. Remember the chocolate?
Of course. Of course.
I think I had one of those, and you had to buy a ringtone, so I only had enough money for like 2, and I was like, and it wasn't even my money. It was like $2 a pop, you know, and it's crazy because nowadays you think about it, like my phone has been on vibrate for like the last 20 years of my life. So it's kind of, before we used to pay for ringtones, now it's always on vibrate. Yeah. Anyway, the 2 songs that I remember, the first 2 that I ever bought and kind of like ingrained, I will never forget these. First was "Drop It Like It's Hot" by Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
But it was like that, like the little cheap chimey version, like like that little automatic, whatever the Verizon used or whatever it was. And the second one was "Poppin' My Collar" by 3 6 Mafia.
Whoa.
I don't know why that was one of the ones that was there.
You remember?
Ever since I can remember, I've been popping my collar, popping my collar. Yeah.
Hey. And whoa, you took me back, bro.
Those are like the 2 songs that I remember. Oh, and one more was the Banana song by Gwen Stefani, I think it was. Just because it's bananas, me. Because she filmed that music video in my high school. So we kind of saw her. Huh? Yeah. So we saw her like walking around filming that video, and I was like, oh, that was one of those songs that I was like, we were just singing because we're like, oh, we watched the video because it was in our school. Whatever,
I think Missy Elliott also did a music video there, and I don't know what song.
Chris Brown also did the "Run It" song in our gym, in our basketball gym.
His first #1 record.
Run it. Oh.
Nah,
you went and stomped the yard on us. Okay.
Man, you sparked something for me. I had the first song that came to my mind when answering this question was "I Can Show You the World," because Aladdin was my favorite
Shining,
Disney
shimmering splendor,
splendid,
over, sideways, and under, on our magic carpet ride, a whole new world.
Okay, we're definitely gonna cut all that. But then once you started talking about like ringtones and stuff, I just remember being in high school and those 3 or 4 songs that got played a million times.
Mm-hmm. Give it to me.
My freshman year, let it burn, gotta let it burn. Yeah.
Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah, all those Usher records that played over and over and over again.
My confessions.
Just when I thought I
thought.
And Frankie J, Sugar Sugar, How You Get So Fly.
Hey, that was a throwback. Just even hearing the name Frankie J is kind of just, it's nostalgic.
Hey, man.
Frankie J was popping.
That's the homie, bro. I email him right now. Seriously.
Right. Next question.
Hey, if we get him on a pod, that would be sick, huh?
That'd be dope.
I'm going to email him. All right, go ahead.
I wish. Next question. Icebreaker. If you had to give up one meal, would it be breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and why?
Oh, that's easy.
What would it be?
That's easy, bro. Breakfast. You know why? Because 1, I like to sleep in. 2, sometimes I don't eat breakfast. And 3, I eat breakfast for dinner sometimes.
So you don't believe in breakfast is the most important meal of the day?
No, not necessarily. No.
Same.
I don't think so. I don't know who.
Give me some.
He just wants his hands again. I don't know who created that, but no, I just think it's important, you know.
But I think it gives you nutrition energy throughout the day.
Yeah, sure.
I don't vouch for it because I'm the same. I could go without breakfast every day, any and every day. Yeah. But McDonald's breakfast.
Yeah, hits.
That's
different.
Another story. That's
quickly. What do you get from McDonald's? What do you get?
Sausage McMuffin with egg.
Ooh, fire.
The 2, the combo that comes with 2 of them. Yep. With a Coke, has to be a Coke
for breakfast.
No matter what time of day.
Respect that.
And a hash brown with jelly on it.
Whoa! How many of you do that?
We gotta put you on. Don't knock it till you try it.
We should do that one day on the pod. I get the same thing: 2 egg McMuffins, 1 folded egg. No, yeah, sausage egg McMuffins. 1 with folded egg and 1 with the regular egg. because a folded egg, it feels softer.
Is it the yellow one that comes in the
Yeah
in the big breakfast or whatever?
Yeah, but it's literally folded, so it looks like it's like flattened. It's not like because the one that comes in like the deluxe.
Oh, it's like a scrambled,
just scrambled egg.
Oh, okay.
But the other one, it's the same, but just folded. Although I think the regular one, the white egg, is actually healthier for us because it's not frozen.
They actually drop an egg in there,
yeah,
right? In the mold.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I thought that was a frozen one. But anyway.
I wonder if it's a real egg that they drop in there, though.
Yeah. So are we on the same page with that?
Yeah.
A real egg? It's a quail egg.
Imagine it's like some kind of manufactured egg where it just looks like a real shell and it's just a fake, just like their patties. It's just fake meat. It's a fake pink.
You know what I hate, bro?
Glob.
I hate so much how amazing it tastes, even though it's fake. It literally tastes like McDonald's has it down to a science.
Yeah.
Like they chemically put together like what's gonna hit every part of our mouth. Like it's amazing.
You know, since I was a kid, I always vouched for McDonald's Coke, and there's actually a science behind them having the best Coke.
What do they put in their Coke? I didn't know that. What do they put in their Coke?
Well, Coca-Cola is like big on McDonald's and vice versa.
Yeah.
So because of that reason, I think Coca-Cola or McDonald's, the way they set up their establishments or whatever, they have them on like steel pipes or whatever, so it makes it colder and it keeps it fresher rather than like all these other establishments that have it on like bags and plastic tubes and all this stuff. Like they have actual pipes or whatever that kind of make the Coke taste better. So when people say like, man, McDonald's Coke is different, it's actually statistically proven that it's actually better than all the other Cokes.
Interesting. McDonald's
so
is Illuminati.
Kind of hits better.
Hey, McDonald's makes us happy.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Next question. Too hot or too cold? Why? I don't really understand the question. Too hot or too cold? Why?
I prefer too cold. I love cold weather, if that's where we're going with this question.
Okay.
But I can't stand the heat. Like, I don't know. I feel like the heat, you could get naked and you could still be hot.
Yeah.
But the cold, you could bundle up and you'll be warm. You can snuggle and cuddle or get all warm and bundled up and you'll be fine.
I'm with you. I think I'm on the same boat because with the cold, you can always add a layer and get warm. But like you said, you can get naked and you can't take your skin off.
Yeah.
So it's so far, right?
You're still scalding hot.
But I'm going to take this to a different place where I run hot. I run too hot.
Same.
Like my wife is always cold. And it could be hot in here. I'll be sweating and she's like, I'm cold. I'm like, what? So both.
I think for that reason, right, we like the cold because even if it's freezing, I'll be cuddled up in my blankets, and eventually at some point in the night, I gotta at least stick a leg out or at least like get out of the sheets for a little bit because it gets too hot in there, even though it's freezing out.
I noticed that you put something in the comments and said someone commented and you were like, oh, you probably sleep with your socks on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna ask Billy, do you sleep with your socks on?
No,
I cannot.
That's why I said it's weird. I think it's weird when people sleep with socks on. I'm like, are you a psychopath?
You hear that, babe?
Don't
You're
come
a
for
psychopath.
My wife sleeps with socks too, so I'm like,
really?
You're a weirdo. Yeah.
I feel like they feel like my wife feels like she's gonna get like kidnapped or something. Like she is. It's a protection. She feels safer with her socks on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't. I'll suffocate.
But see, people think sleeping with socks on, it makes you warmer. It keeps your feet warm.
Yeah.
But to me, if I'm cold and my feet are cold and I put socks on, it's like encapsulating the cold. If that makes sense for me. So like sometimes I've had socks on and my feet are freezing cold and I take my socks off, and because of the just having your socks out and the friction on your blankets and like things like that, it probably warms them up and keeps them warmer if you just bundle them up, touching each other or whatever, rather than like having some cold socks on, just kinda, so to me that's kind of like a whole thing that kind of goes through my process of why I can't sleep with socks on.
Are you guys socks on while you sleep or socks off? Let us know.
And shorts or pants?
Bro, I can't sleep I don't even like to be in pants too long throughout the day. I gotta get out of it. Yeah.
And I always wear like basketball shorts underneath.
I used to do that for a long time.
I still do.
Because if anybody ever wanted to play 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, I'm ready.
You're ready for that pickup.
Yeah, but not no more.
Yeah, I can't sleep with pants. Like, even people have like given me like pajama pants, like pajama sets to like as a gift or whatever. I can't wear the pants. Like it's just like it's too hot.
Yeah, I gotta
take them off, so I'll be just in my basketball shorts and a muscle shirt or something.
Well, we know what not to give you.
Yeah. Don't give me PJ pants.
Your turn.
Oh, next question. What's something you own that you couldn't live without?
Ooh, jeez.
That's a good one.
Something I own that I couldn't live without? My phone.
Yeah.
Can't live without my phone.
Easy.
And my wedding ring. Not to be a simp, but real talk. I lost my wedding ring a couple months ago, and I was so upset. I literally went to go buy the exact same one because I just needed to have it as special. But yeah, my phone. Who can't live without their phone?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah, I'm on the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even care about my toothbrush. I just want my phone.
It's weird because like there's certain things for me, like I don't know if you ever walk out the house and you need to check certain pockets. As long as this pocket's full, this is here, boom, you're out the door and you go. If you're not, you're like, oh, I'm missing it. Is there something that to you that is kind of like it's my necessity that other than the phone? But do you have anything that's like a necessity where you're like you have to check it before walking out the door or no? Or it's not that deep to you? It's kind of like whatever I can grab.
Keys in my phone. It used to be in my wallet, but I don't even carry my wallet anymore because our phones have our cards on it now. So it used to be phone, keys, wallet. Got it.
What about your license and stuff?
Oh, but it's always usually in the car. Dang, I shouldn't have said that because I'm gonna get robbed. It's usually just in the car.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. With me, it's like I have to have my phone in my left pocket. I have to have a cleaning, glasses cleaning wipe on and with my chapstick on one of the pocket, and my wallet in my back pocket. And it's always like, and it's weird because chapstick I don't even use. I don't use like 99% of the time. But it's just one of those things that I've just carried once, and I just kind of like I always have to carry it around. I have it with me right now. But it's just kind of like those things. And my keys like on my.
How big is your wallet?
My keys on the little loop.
I see you. I like that. I like to hook mine on my belt too. How big is your wallet?
My wallet's not that.
Is it big enough to give you chiropractic issues?
No, I don't got that. I don't got that kind of money. But yeah, it maybe has a.
Hey man, you put that in your back pocket. You gonna be off balance.
Yeah, my sciatica did hurt me at one point. I thought it was because of my wallet. Because it was just that one side that I had my wallet on.
It probably was.
And I was like, man, I probably shouldn't even be carrying this around. But
okay.
But proof. A little wipey and my Hype Beast chapstick.
Supreme. How much was that? $500 chapstick?
No, it was like $7.
Okay.
For like a pack of 3.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, geez.
Yeah, whatever. I've had it for like a year or 2. Yeah. Good. Move on to the next one.
What was it again?
Something you couldn't live without, and we both said our phones.
Okay, yeah. And my son.
Second.
Phone first. Second, right? Phone first. Next question. If you had to permanently move to a new country, where would you go and why? I had paisa from the DDS.
Oh, man.
If you had to move to a permanently...
If I'm being honest with you, I haven't done a lot of traveling as much as I wanted to, and where I've gone is just mostly like Mexico. But I love Mexico. Like it's my roots are there, and like there's a lot of nice tourist spots. So I wouldn't mind going to live in Cancun or something. That'd be nice to live in. I couldn't see myself living anywhere else just because it would be out of my element. A little too much.
I don't know if I would do the same, only because I haven't been to like the deep parts of Mexico. You know, usually more just like coastal and things like that. But based on what I've heard about places, I would say either Spain or Portugal. I've had friends that have took that European tour, and they say like Rome is like really dirty and ugly, and
I've heard like Paris and like France, like all those.
And that Paris has like their spots, but that is like overpriced.
Yeah,
but that Spain is like perfect in the sense where like everyone's beautiful, everyone's kind, the food is great, the place looks beautiful.
Wow.
So maybe from what I've heard, maybe Spain.
Portugal's the same.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, my cousin actually, who gave us these seats. Shout out to Jen and Mike, her husband Mike. Thank you. It's worked out. They're in Portugal right now, and they've. My cousins mentioned just how beautiful it is. I mean, obviously they moved out there for some volunteer work. And you know, if they chose to be there, it must be great.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to have them send us an audio message so we can be like,
we'll rate it 1 through 10.
Yeah, tell us what you like about it.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, man.
All right. Last question I got here. What scent reminds you of home?
Oh, wow. What scent reminds me of home? Dog hair. My dog smell.
Let's say dog hair is not a scent.
No, it's not.
I mean, unless dog hair smells a specific way.
You never smelled something and it smelled like wet dogs?
Yeah.
That's it. No, I'm just saying. I don't know. You go first, 'cause I got to think about it.
You're asking the wrong guy with no sense of smell.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Forget that question. Here, let's give you... Here, you do this one, and then I'll do the last one.
You're going on a 6-hour flight. What do you bring with you? I mean, that's like every average flight going out of the country or...
From one side of the coast to the other.
Yeah, or to like Hawaii or to like Cancun. They're all like 5-6 hours, all those.
To New York, 5 hours.
Go ahead.
A 6-hour flight, what do I take with me?
What do you bring with you?
Well, the essentials. I mean, you know, toothbrush, things like that. My kid, my wife. 4 pairs of shoes. It depends on how long we're going to be there, but for sure I got to have about 4 pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
A laptop. I think that's about it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can take your chapstick with you? Or?
Yeah, you got to. That's already an essential. Yeah, probably just like a tablet. Obviously, you got to download all your movies and shows to go on the 6-hour flight. Because if you think about it, it's only, what, 3 movies?
Yeah.
6-hour flight is 3 movies.
Unless you're watching the Titanic and Avatar.
Yeah, that's 1.5. Yeah.
Movies.
Or, yeah, some other movies. But, yeah, probably just that. And I'll probably fall asleep through like half of them. So I could probably sleep like 2 or 3 out of those 6 hours. Okay. So I don't really need much. Okay. Yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
Some AirPods and just your downloaded programs. Okay. Downloaded shows and movies.
JW.org. Fire. Last question. DIY home repair or hire a professional? This is such a typical manly question, right? Even though women can do it too, but DIY?
DIY for sure.
Why?
I do everything at home. Yeah, every repair. Unless it's something obviously out of my expertise. Like if I have like a pipe leaking underground, then obviously I'm not going to even touch that because I don't weld and I don't cement pipes or do whatever you do with those things. So, yeah, but other than that, I'll do DIY repairs at home. I'm always looking to see what I can learn and, live and learn through mistakes and stuff. I've made my fair share of mistakes doing home repairs. So,
yeah, but but you learn. Like I'm with you. I'm with you. You learn a lot from DIY. You always want to save some money. Plus, learning new little skills and stuff is is helpful. And then you can always teach that to other people too. Right. Whether it be your nephews or friends or your kids. So I would say DIY also, up until we need a professional. Yeah. And if YouTube ain't helping, I'm calling somebody.
Right.
I'm gonna call Billy. Yo, Billy, how do I do this, man?
YouTube first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what'd you think of the game?
It's cool, man. I like it. Yeah. And those are just icebreakers. I think it goes into like deeper questions, obviously, but we're not going to get into that, at least not now.
What a great way to start the pod. Icebreaker questions.
Yeah. I think that would be a good idea to just go out and do that with people. Just ask them just real life scenarios or real life questions that maybe, can pick their brains a little bit.
Yeah. So what questions do you think we would ask the public? And then maybe we could even answer them ourselves.
Ooh, that's great. I need to sit up for this one.
Okay, uncross the leg. Ready? Uncross. So, I'm gonna change the leg. I can't. For
so I think the basics, but that offer a chance for people to get deep with it. Like for example, like what makes you happy, like something like that. Yeah. Like because
what makes you happy?
On the surface, it's like okay, like whatever, my dogs and my wife, like things like that. But if we get deep, with that, it's my friendships, the relationships I maybe I've built through the years, the relationship I maybe have with like my nephews and just cousins and like uncles and aunts and things like that, and obviously with my immediate family. But a lot of things we take for granted, I think, and I think when we stop to analyze like really what's keeping me grounded and what are my foundations, it's a lot of the connections that I've made throughout the years and a lot of my long-term friendships that kind of keep me going, because even though we might be far apart or we don't talk as often, when we do, the feeling of not feeling like you skipped a beat, you know what I mean? Like it's just kind of like we continue right where we left off the previous time that we hung out or talked. Those are the things that kind of make me happy, man, where it's kind of, you don't feel the awkwardness. You don't feel like a burden to go and talk to somebody and hit them up and things like that. It can always just, you just keep up right where you left off and continue that. So I think those are things that make me happy. What about you?
And I'm with you. I agree 100% on all of that. Family, friendships. I mean, it's really special to be able to like reach out to someone and just have a sincere connection, not worry too much about being judged and things like that, just having a genuine connection. I would probably also add, and this, we don't have to get into this, but my relationship with God, the way we, what we do to make sure that we're like serving him to the best of our ability, because ultimately it's the basis in serving others is making other people happy. Right. And which really proves that happiness, there's greater happiness in giving than into receiving. And so I think just being able to offer other people things, whether it be advice, whether it be, finances or financial assistance or anything that I can offer someone, even if it's just like a sentence that I know will change their day or make them feel something that they'll never forget. Those little things I think really make me happy. But yeah, that's such a good question. And I'm really curious to see like what the public thinks about that, like you know what their definition of happiness is, or and what makes them happy. On
now, follow up question.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about, you know, what makes you happy and things like that, what advice would you give your younger self? That might be a good question. So, what advice would you give your younger self?
Yeah.
Or at least somebody that's young now going through it, or you know, going through situations that maybe aren't as favorable, or maybe that, you know, people are going through it. So what advice would you give? Man,
I don't think you realize how much I love these questions, because I feel like it's true substance, man. Like, these are things that you can hold on to forever. Yeah. And I'm only 34, so I know I have a lot more life to live, you know, God willing. But from what I've experienced in life, what I would tell my younger self is, don't be so arrogant. You know, don't be so cocky. Don't, you know, you went through a lot. You felt abandonment. You had things you were trying to work through. You couldn't understand your emotions, but, you know, God is real. Your family loves you, and don't be afraid to listen more than you speak.
I like that.
I think listen more than you speak. Yeah. And learn from everyone and everything around you. Because I think I was just ignorant for a long time. Yeah. And I had trust issues and things like that. So, yeah, I think that's probably what I would say. Because everything else would trickle the way it's supposed to, you know? Yeah. But I was just an arrogant person. Bad, bro. I thought I was like the king of all kings. Yeah. Horrible. Oh, such an ugly guy. Now I'm handsome. Not just like, yeah. So that's what I would say. What would you tell your younger self?
That's a tough one. I think, first, don't be so hard on yourself. That's what I would tell my younger self, because I feel like I was always trying to do and maybe please others a lot. That maybe I kind of created kind of like a little bit of this like outer, like harder shell for me, because I was always trying to do more for others. And I was always trying to, even though it's a good thing, right? Like, it's better to, like you said, to give than to receive. But in a certain sense, I guess I really didn't focus on myself, because I was just so busy doing things for other people that kind of, in myself, it didn't really click what I needed to do. And I was always trying too hard to do things for other people, where I wasn't, sometimes I wasn't really watching what I was doing. So maybe just not being so hard on myself to want to please others, you know, because at the end of the day, you have your own road, and you have your own things that you want to do in life, and you got to strive to do that. Right. And sure, the people that love you and care for you are going to stick around no matter what. So when you try to do your best to kind of better yourself, the people that love you and care for you, they're still going to be there. And a lot of times we kind of stop our road to success because we want to focus on maybe my relationships. Maybe I'll just put this off for now because I want to stick around with my friends or with my loved ones. And maybe, you know, like, and innocently, like, it's not being like selfish or anything in any way. But a lot of times I have to always like center myself again and realize, like, hey, like, do stuff for you. Don't just do stuff to please other people sometimes. Like, you just got to do stuff for yourself and take care of yourself, whether it's mental health, whether it's physical health. So I would just tell myself, don't be so hard on yourself. And also try to maintain all those friendships that maybe you've built along the years. Because I felt a lot of the friendships that maybe I've had throughout the years, I maybe just didn't take well enough care of. Take care well enough of. Take care of well enough. There you go. I didn't take care of well enough, where I feel like maybe just disagreements, or maybe just like different mindsets, or different seeing things differently. We just grew apart, and it just poof, just gone. Interesting. And so I think a lot of times it would be like, man, if I just value those maybe a little bit, maybe they'd still be around. Or maybe I'd still be in their lives, you know? I don't know. It's just, I don't know. But it's not that deep for me, but it's one of those things that I just kind of think about, and I'm like,
this is deep.
If I guess, I just see it that way, because I'm like, there's nothing we could do about it now, right? In that sense. But if I could have maybe changed something or done something where I can realize that, like, man, I got to treasure this a little longer, maybe I would.
You know why I like that? Because I think a lot of young people nowadays, and I think a lot of us adults have seen it, is they, you know, and not even just young people, adults too, struggle with loneliness. And a lot of times it's either because they're in their own box and they're focused only on what they have to say isn't of value or not good enough. Right. And so you ask what we would say to our younger selves, but what I want to say to the young people is what you have to offer, your opinions, your ideas, they're all of value. They're all good. And don't be afraid to express it. And just because one person doesn't appreciate it doesn't mean that another won't either. So just, you know, be yourself, and have some self-confidence, and And don't be afraid to have friendships, and not only young people or people your age and older people. You can learn a lot from older people too.
Yeah.
A lot of the greatest things that I've learned come from people who are, I'm 34, they're 63, they're 65, you know, they live a lot of life. So I just wanted to share that. But yeah, I love that, man. That was deep. I
like that quote that goes, because it happens in our everyday life where we just worry about little things like that.
Yeah.
But I saw one quote that was like, worrying doesn't take away the problems of tomorrow. It only takes away the peace of today.
Damn, say it again. Hold on. I got to say it slower because I got to process this.
Worrying doesn't take away the problems of tomorrow. It only takes away the peace of today. So it's crazy to think that, yeah, those problems are still going to be there whether we worry or not. But you're robbing yourself of that peace and that joy that maybe you can feel in the moment, because those things are, worry about that tomorrow, you know, like there's enough on your plate for today. So just thinking about that, it kind of puts things in perspective, and it puts my mind at ease to be able to think like, man, there's worse things in life that could happen, and we're doing all right.
That reminds me of a scripture actually that says, not to get all preachy or anything like that, but it says, don't worry about tomorrow's anxieties, for every day has its own.
Yeah.
So just focus on today, worry about today, and tomorrow will come and will have its own things.
Yeah. I agree. So I think we should go out and like ask people this just to get.
Okay. Well, not together, right? Because I'm married, but you mean like go out to the public? Okay,
we should go out to the public and like express like these thoughts, and maybe have them express their sentiments to us about questions like this, and see what kind of responses we get. Because I'm curious. I think a lot of us need to do a lot more talking to people. Just go talk and just like, this world is so like, be on your own and be protective and this and that, but sometimes you just need to go out there and just talk to people and just let's just see what they think.
And I mean, if you want to get deep about that, obviously, be protective and make sure that you're talking to like the right people and stuff, and you never want to get too close, but it's okay to have conversations. Ask people some questions and see what they say. So I mean, you want to do that now?
On our everyday life, there's different walks of life, so it'd be cool to do that. So let's just go
right now.
Let's just go do it now. If you're down, we'll just continue this in a bit. But
okay,
let's just go.
We'll come back.
All right.
All right, cool. Let's do
it.
Yo, we out here trying to talk to these peeps. We're on Porter Ranch right now. We're going to go film some interviews. We're going to hit up people. We're going to ask them the deep questions of life.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like, are you happy? What makes you happy?
What else? If you could go back to a moment in time that made you the happiest, what would it be and why?
What's your greatest fear?
Yeah. Oh, we haven't asked that.
We asked it.
Yeah, we did ask it. What's your greatest fear, and maybe what's your definition of happiness or love?
Oh, I love it. Love. We should talk about love. All right, let's see if we can get some.
Rooted in love. Let's get it.
First question for each of you. Whoever wants to go first.
Okay.
Are you happy?
Yes.
Like
happy?
as of right
Like-
now?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm happy
Yeah?
right now.
Oh yeah, me too.
What makes you guys the happiest?
The sun.
The sun. And it's bright right now.
I think it's so corny, but like actually just like spending time with friends and family.
Yeah, I was gonna say good people.
Yeah.
And we're both in the dance and acting and singing industry,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
I think just like,
When I do that,
doing
I feel like the happiest, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And what's your biggest fear?
Probably
oh,
dying.
Ooh, that's a big
like snakes or like
Snakes are dying.
like
They're
her dying before me or me dying before
No.
you.
no.
That's
We
so
gotta go.
bad.
Without each other. Okay, last question. We don't want to take up too much of your time. What advice can you give to the young people that are watching?
Ooh. I would say stay true to yourself and don't try to be anybody else.
Okay, great.
That one's great. Give me a second. I wanna make it worthy. I don't know. I feel like if you can like strive to communicate to anyone, like regardless of your age, like whether it's a 5-year-old or whether it's a 95-year-old, that you can be able to communicate with anyone like effectively. I feel like that's really good.
Period.
Communication, yeah, it's a great one.
So I'm here with Legend. We're asking everybody just a random question. Right. First of all, we want to get deep right away. Well, you can get deep, or you can just keep it superficial. Right. What makes you happy?
Probably my parents, my mom and dad. They're always here for me, so that's what probably makes me the happiest, right?
Okay. How old are you?
I am 14 years old.
Oh, 14. Dang, I was going to picture like 17, 19. Okay. So if you could go back to a moment in time that you felt was like the moment, what would it be and why?
Probably like when I was 7, because that's when I really found like my love for basketball, and that's just, that's something that's really big for me. Like playing basketball really helps me get like my emotions out and like my anger out in the right type of way,
That's cool, man. And you play on a team now?
Right. Yes, I do.
Cool. What do you play for? A school or organization, or who do you play with?
I play on an AAU team called Build Your Way Elite.
Okay, cool. So what position do you play?
I play small forward, shooting guard, like around there.
Okay, cool. What would you tell, or what advice would you give somebody your age still trying to find themselves?
So one thing I would say is, shoot your shot. Never like second guess your decisions, because even if you make a bad decision, you learn from that decision. Right?
Appreciate that, bro.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Legend, thank you so much, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Are you happy?
Am I happy?
Yeah.
Right now, probably not a good time, but yeah.
No, it's a tough time?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay, sorry to hear that.
I'm doing okay, though.
Yeah?
Doing okay.
What's her name?
Her name?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey, you're not wrong, but
Yeah? Oh, man. It's temporary. It's temporary. Just know that.
Thanks, man.
Are you happy?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
Ish.
Great-ish.
I'm doing pretty okay. A small little wave, but very navigatable.
Normal.
Yeah, I'm on course.
Okay. Good. And what would you guys say that makes you the happiest in life? In general.
Doing stuff like this, like hanging out with my friends, just like walking around talking about life.
Friendship.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Friendship's my answer too, because
Yeah.
it's certainly not love.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's like, but I've got plenty of friends.
Okay, perfect, awesome. And what advice would you give your younger selves? Although you guys look really young now, but like your younger self.
Try harder in school, honestly, to be honest.
Same, me too.
I'm like paying for not doing well earlier, so like I'm just trying to make it up.
Yeah.
So I would definitely tell myself that. Yeah.
Okay, great advice.
Yeah.
Don't stop surfing. It was the only thing keeping it together.
We're on the same page here with that. Awesome.
All right, we are here with
Jasmine.
and
Calvin.
Jasmine and Calvin. So the question we're asking today, we're asking everybody around here, young people, old people, don't matter who, we're asking them, what makes you happy?
Calvin.
Jasmine.
Oh, okay. They had to say that. After that first one, it was like, it was automatic. You had to say that. What is your definition of happiness?
My definition of happiness. I probably I'm not thinking about stress or worried about stuff, and I'm surrounded by the people I love, whether it's my friends, and I just have that euphoric feeling with me, and I'm grateful that I have that a lot, so I'm always happy most of the time, and I'm really grateful for it.
Yeah, right. What about you?
I feel like it's just being comfortable with where you are, who you are, in your stage in life. I don't know. I think a lot goes into happiness, and I don't know.
Deep question. Deep. Yeah, it has a lot of dimensions, right? So, if you don't mind answering, how old are you guys?
I'm
19.
19. He
Oh,
turns
19.
20
Okay.
this month.
So, is there a moment in time that you feel like you can go back to and you feel like that's the moment? What would it be and why?
If I'm being honest, I don't like looking back in the past to a stage of happiness. I like looking forward. I like where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I like the people that are surrounding me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I live in the moment, and I feel
like
like that's what a lot of people should do.
Cool, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. What about you?
When I got my cats, and
Okay.
it felt like it's so dramatic.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was their mom, and they
Yeah,
were 1
of
week
course.
old, and I was so they were just so cute.
Right.
And looking back at that, I'm always I wish they were that small.
Yeah.
But that day
Right.
precisely felt like I was a new mom.
Yeah.
Even though
No,
they were cats, but
we
that's
get it.
Yeah.
We're big animal lovers.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are our children. So we're always big on that. So last question. What advice would you give either your younger self or somebody that's just trying to find their place in the world?
Don't be afraid to talk to people. I feel like a lot of people are scared to let out what they think or just to talk in general to people.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I struggled with when I was younger. It's just you got to open up. You got to talk to people, make connections, And I feel like that's a big part of being happy.
Okay, I like that. What about you?
I would say don't do something or chase after being something because you think it'll make you happy. Don't try to be something for someone else, for what society thinks of you or what you think you should be doing. I would just say do whatever you want. Be who you are, even if doesn't make people happy. They're not meant for you.
Mi nombre es Billy. ¿Y ustedes cómo se llaman?
Billy. Mi esposa se llama Verónica, mi nombre es Martín.
Mucho gusto, Martín y Verónica. Mira, esta tarde nomás estamos preguntando a todos los que están pasando por aquí, ¿qué es lo que les hace a ustedes más feliz en la vida?
La familia,
yo creo.
Las amistades.
Personas positivas en
Positivas.
la vida.
Es lo que nos hace muy feliz.
¿Sí? Si ustedes pudieran regresar a un momento en la vida que usted dice, este es el momento que define mi vida o las amistades o la familia, ¿cuál sería ese momento en su vida y por qué?
Creo que cuando mis hijos estaban todos en casa, porque ahorita no están ya ninguno, ya han volado las palomas y
los palomos.
Palomas. Y se siente la soledad en la casa, pero es una armonía cuando regresan y está la risa, las comidas,
las convivencias.
Claro.
So, si yo me fuera atrás, sería cuando mis hijos todos estaban en casa.
Y ahora, ¿qué le diría, qué consejo le diría a una versión más joven de ustedes?
Vivir el momento. La verdad, apreciar cada instante porque vuela el tiempo rapidísimo y no puede volver atrás. Es importante apreciar lo que tienes en el momento.
Que aprovechen lo más que puedan.
Sí. Qué bonito. Última para usted. ¿Cuál es el secreto para un matrimonio feliz?
El amor.
Para mí la comunicación.
Okay. Yeah.
El amor.
Are you happy?
So happy.
Very happy?
So happy. Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. You too?
Yes.
Perfect. And what makes you guys so happy?
I live here and not in Toronto where it's snowing, where I normally was living. I've got great friends, great family. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay, the weather definitely is a big help.
Yeah. What advice would you give your younger selves or anyone that's watching?
I think the advice that I would give is that you can put fulfillment in front of security and it'll be okay.
I love that.
To never say never.
Never say never.
Never say never.
Beautiful.
Things change.
So I'm here, Billy Ruggs. I'm here with Ariana, and I'm here con John también. Ariana, te queremos hacer una pregunta. All right, we're going to ask you a question. And the question is, what makes you happy?
My dog.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. I think it's so funny and so cute.
Let me see. Mira. And if you could give somebody your age advice, right? Like advice as to something that maybe you think more people should know, right? Like more people in life should know. What's something that you could tell somebody?
Just try to think on the positive.
Okay. And why do you say that?
Because there's many things that can bring you down. And if you just focusing on that, then you're just never gonna pass it and move on. So,
Yeah, I like that. I appreciate it. Aquí con John. Y queremos hacerle también una pregunta a John. Y la pregunta es, ¿hay un momento en su vida que lo ha hecho lo más feliz? Y puede quizás pensar atrás, ¿verdad? Si hay un momento en su vida que lo puede hacer lo más feliz, ¿cuál es ese momento y por qué?
Para mí tengo dos momentos muy importantes en mi vida. La primera y más importante, es cuando comencé a tener uso de razón y pude darme cuenta lo importante, valioso y grande que puede ser el amor de una madre hacia un hijo. Pues créeme que yo vivo enamorado de mi madre, se llama Gloria Costa. Ella actualmente está en Perú, felizmente nos podemos ver seguido. Y pues créeme que tengo la bendición de tenerla viva y que hasta hoy, a mis 42 años, soy uno de los hombres más felices de mi vida, sin importar el dinero, sin importar los lujos, sin importar las posesiones. Soy un hombre muy, muy feliz y afortunado de solamente tener el amor de mi madre.
Wow.
Y la segunda que también es importante en mi vida, que creo que es algo que todo el mundo sueña, al menos los hombres de Latinoamérica, porque soy de Latinoamérica, es que fui jugador de fútbol profesional en mi país, en Perú. Jugué 15 años al fútbol profesional y créeme que el haber compartido un estadio lleno, un clásico, un camerín de fútbol, los compañeros, la vida de un futbolista en sí, créeme que también es el segundo momento de mi vida muy feliz.
Wow, qué bueno. Y ahora, si tuviera que darle un pedacito de consejo a quizás una versión más joven de usted o a alguien que quizás tenga ese sueño de ser quizás una profesión como la que tuvo usted, ¿qué sería ese pedacito de consejo que le daría a todos?
Sí, mira, a mí me tocó ser realmente muy humilde, yo era muy pobre de pequeño, pero creo que los cimientos de los padres hacen de que uno tome el camino correcto. Lo que yo podría aconsejarle a cualquier muchacho que empiece a soñar con el deporte, con un fútbol de élite, es que sueñe despierto, que se enfoque, que se aleje de los vicios, que se aleje de las malas personas. Si son católicos, en mi caso soy católico, soy pegado a Dios, al Dios que ustedes crean, pero sobre todo es la familia, el respeto y la disciplina, que la disciplina es bien difícil, porque ya sabrán la mayoría que es el concepto que es hacer lo que no te da ganas de hacer en ese momento y lo logras. Entonces yo creo que para el deporte más que nada es alejarse de los vicios, entrenar, enfocarse en la vida, y yo creo que mientras que un ser humano tenga amor en su corazón, acepte las realidades y esté enfocado en sus sueños, yo no creo que nadie pueda tener algún problema de lograr sus sueños.
All right, guys. So it was a success. We did it. Spoke to people, asked questions, got a coffee. Feeling good.
Yeah, we did good. We got a lot of interviews, a lot of feedback. A lot of you guys had a lot to say. Some got deep, some were a lot more superficial.
Yeah.
But it was great. I think we did an awesome job. We set out what we're gonna do, and we accomplished it. And I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah, man. And it was fun. We had fun making connections with these people. Let us know what you guys find valuable, what you think about their responses. You know, answer the questions yourselves. And yeah, like and subscribe. We appreciate you guys.
Like and subscribe.